Hey everybody, Alex Gazor, SteelersDepot.com, and we're going to do a second talk to the tape for this week, looking over the Patriots game because it was such a big game and because I thought this particular topic was going to be so relevant and well suited for a video format. It's going to be fairly brief again. Hopefully I sound okay. I'm sure I sound a little weird still getting over being sick, but I've talked about this subject for most of the year, and I've usually put the blame at Tomlin in the process of the Steelers' kick return game, and just kind of the, I don't know what the word is, lackadaisical approach to it, not thinking the whole thing through. And again, my thoughts on Tomlin and special teams. I think there's a disconnect between him and Danny Smith, but the kick return game, I believe it's still last in the NFL. If it's not last, it's right near the bottom. I haven't looked at the numbers for this past week. But again, I thought it was in a large part on display that ugliness against the Patriots, and it's a reason why that I think on all but one, maybe two kickoffs, the Patriots intentionally kicked it short to force a return, and it worked almost every single time. Now, again, I know a lot of people have the issues with Toussaint being back there or Juju or whatever the names are, but I thought on Sunday a large part of the issues was the blocking element of it, because I thought actually Toussaint and Juju did a good job. The blocking that was pretty bad, and we have three examples of that here today. So this is the opening kickoff. Toussaint's going to field it, and he's going to make the first man miss. And for me, if a kick returner can make one guy miss, I think he's done his job overall, because it's a tough thing to do when you got guys 40 yards downfield coming for your head. You got 11 of them. You make one guy miss. In theory, other guys do their jobs. You should have some sort of lane. But Steelers don't do a good job of getting a hat. This is Watt missing the block here. Never gets good leverage on him. And again, Toussaint's able to make a miss, but now you have a second guy coming free right after. I mean, I don't really care how good your returner is. If you have two unblocked hats before you even get to the 20-yard line, when you're fielding it at the 6, you have no chance to make the play. So that's frustrating. Steelers returning gets to, I think, whatever it is, the 15 or 16-yard line. I can't remember. We'll look at it again here. Not very far though. But again, that's not on Toussaint. He makes a guy miss, and there's one to two other guys waiting right there for him. So first guy missed, second guy comes in, gets off the block here off of Juju. That's just not good enough, and so I put that squarely on the blocking for not giving your guy a chance. Toussaint makes, again, is that Slater? No, it's number 50, but I thought Toussaint did as good of a job as you could hope for there, and there's just no opportunity. And that's going to be the theme of this video. We're going to go second quarter now. Go to the end zone view. And I think this is Toussaint again fielding it. And again, he's going to make someone miss this time. I'm pretty sure it is Slater. He's able to make miss. Now Slater, I think, kind of slips, but still, first guy miss. You got numbers advantage to your side. I mean, he's just coming in free, running right off the little wedge here. I don't know how that happens. That's really ugly. But again, you end up getting a bunch of free defenders. Now, you could argue this might be more on Toussaint. Can you hit the hole here and at least just get upfield? There's probably a case for that. He cuts it in kind of late. But again, immediate pressure before you're even, really getting upfield, and you're having to make someone miss. This is at about the 15-yard line. And again, should Toussaint come up, I think he's just trying to hold, trying to guess which way this corner is going to go. Is the corner going to come in, or is he going to come out? I think the defender played it pretty well. But we'll go from the aerial view, too, if that helps you out, to look at it. But, you're just going to get that immediate pressure. Coming in free, you can't get him blocked. You're forcing Toussaint to make a cut, slow up. Letting the Patriots be able to rally to him, and the return doesn't go for very much when, again, you field it at the 7. Now, it's a good job by the Patriots for their hang time and for guys making plays. But, I think this is going to become more and more common, especially in the playoffs, for opposing, kicking units to not go for the touchback, to get some good hang time, let the Steelers field it at around the 5, because I think you have a really good chance of pinning them, the 20-yard line, or for the kicking team's perspective, worse, pushing them farther back. So As much as we talk about the return guys themselves, this is a unit, this is an operation, and it was not good enough against the Patriots. Not even close. This time it's more Golden missing the initial block, but the wedge isn't there to pick him up. Toussaint has to, change directions, kind of abandon where the blocking's going to go, and you don't get a good return out of it. And the last one we're going to look at, again, we're going to see the same issues. This ends up being an 11-yard return. And again, there's a little bit of a change in formation because you're anticipating an onside kick, so you might not get the best return out of it. But again, you're going to get the same issues where Toussaint makes someone miss. He made 3 guys miss tackles throughout the game. That's a really good number for any kick returner, but you don't have the average to show for it. I think he averaged something like 12 yards a return. Again, Matakevich can't get there in time. Toussaint's got a cut. Does make a miss, but 1, 2... You got a couple other guys coming in free to take him down immediately after, so no chance for Toussaint to really get anything after the fact. Now again, you do a little bit of a pass on this for the situation, excuse me, for protecting against an onside kick. But, we talk about some of the return guy numbers. Well, again, it's not always on them. Sometimes it is. I'm not going to deny that. You have to be better, and obviously a guy like Toussaint is not your most ideal candidate in terms of if you want big-time average on your kick return team, but the blocking, I think, has to be better. And I thought it largely failed. Now, they had the one decent return Juju had. I think they went for 27 yards. But, I thought Toussaint actually did. That was honestly Toussaint's one of his better games kick returning, but the numbers won't even come close to showing it because the blocking never gave it a chance. But, like I said, if you can make a guy miss, I think you've done your job because it's such a tough job to do. And unfortunately the blocking gave him no support. So we'll look at it from the aerial view one more time, and I'll go back to that first kick because I should have showed that from the aerial view at least one time as well, just to give that perspective. The kick return team, I've been really critical of it all year long from the beginning when they went from having guys like Coates and now Davis do the return duties, and those guys all got cut or traded, and so your week 1 unit was Juju and Watson, guys that had not done it really at all in the preseason and very little in training camp. So it was a brand new unit out there. Very bizarre, a very poor decision making that those guys didn't even get the opportunity because the kick return team needs time, it needs reps, it needs trust, and you're going to have to get that just little by little by repping it in practice and more importantly repping it in games. And so I think they have not done a good job of that. Obviously, by some circumstance, they've had to change the kick return unit. Watson's off of there. Bryant's been sprinkled in, and he got removed. Juju's back on it, so you have some new faces. That's going to make it tougher. And then you have a game like the Patriots game where the blocking is I think, about as bad as it gets. So I just wanted to show you guys that the kick return average is as bad as it was. It's not always on the kick returners themselves. It's an operation. It's a unit, and I thought they were again at probably their worst against the Patriots. So just wanted to show you that. I do like taking a look at special teams because we don't talk about special teams too often, and I'm a big fan of it. So I wanted to kind of show you guys. So thanks for sticking with me through the video. I've been holding back a cough for the last probably 5 minutes of this video. So appreciate you guys listening. Leave your comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.